Cant is on the left. I take that back. That is not CrossFit Resurrection. My apologies. Again, trying to identify teams as best we can. No real lane numbers that can be easily discerned sometimes on the floor, so we tend to get mixed up every now and then, so bear with us. We do know that the first team to complete 30 calories, all three of their athletes getting through that, will be the first back to the worm.
Gone, 1 to go for Minutemen. 2 calories remaining.
The Minutemen are now done with their 30 calories. And they will move back to the worm now for 20 repetitions. Tristan Majorano is in the front, with Nicola Poli in the middle and Jamie Heaton in the back now as they start their 20 repetitions.
That looks like Ohio Elite on the right-hand side of your screen there. They were struggling to get that first rep up onto the shoulder. Now it looks like they've settled in nicely to do a good rhythm on the round of 20.
Team Ohio Elite, the trio of Vincent Batista, Colin Gamick, and Braden Willis in second place behind the Minutemen. Here in the second of 3 rounds, 20 reps on the worm. And now the Minutemen are done. They're heading back to the pull-up bar. Same strategy for the Minutemen on the left side of your screen. It's Majorano in the middle who is calling out the count. 20 synchronized chest to bar pull-ups they need to complete. Then back to the rope echo bike for 20 more calories. Second of 3 heats for the elite men's teams.
That's Team Samsarella, man. Fun name. It's actually a bit of a portmanteau of their last names. They took a little section from each one of their last names and mashed it together into a team name that sounds like a slightly stupid song.
Tyler Eggerman, Dennis Samsonoff, and Philip Muscarella are the 3 men on the pull-up bar for Samsarella Man.
Clever. Tyler Eggerman actually just missed the games by 1 spot out of semifinals. Got to throw down in the last chance qualifier this year.
The Minutemen are now on to the bike for the second time. As Team Ohio Elite on the right side of the screen, who are in second place to start this round, are still working through their 20 synchronized chest to bar pull-ups. 10:05. The top time out of heat number 1, that belongs to the Tractor.
And you can see it looks like Samsarella, man, ripped off a huge chunk of chest to bar pull-ups. Actually moved into second there. JST compete at the top of the screen. JST crew out of the United Kingdom, across the pond. Stephen Fawcett, former individual games athlete, also brought JST to the games. That's his training crew.
JST compete. They're on the right of your screen in those maroon tops. Philroy Peters, Evander Harewood, and Sean Hardwick. They are trying to track down that team, the Minutemen, who have had the lead since the opening round here, and they will move on to their round of 10 worm thrusters. Bottom right is Samsarella Man. They currently sit in third behind JST Compete as they got to the bikes after JST competed on this round of 20 calories. Tristan Majorano is in front. Jamie Heaton is in back, and once again, Nicola Coley is in the middle. This is the same alignment that they had for the prior 2 rounds. So 10 repetitions to complete here. Now JST, they are off the bike for the second time, and they will get set to begin their set of 10 worm thrusters here. And now Sam Sorella-Man has moved into third place behind JST Compete. Now 10 synchronized chest to bar pull-ups for the Minutemen. They have stuck to their alignment with Mairano in the middle of Coley and Heaton.
And in the previous heat, they went for a set of 8 to start on that round of 20 to see if they can hold on for all 10.
They have a minute to go before we hit the Tractor's top time. Now 10 calories they need to complete. JST Compete on the right side of your screen, the maroon tops. They're onto the pull-up bar for the final time, and Sam Sorella-Man moving there as well. But now 10 calories stand between the Minutemen and a heat win. And if they can keep this pace, they will have a chance to set the new mark to beat. Again, it's 10:05, and they are in. The Minutemen at 9:40 unofficially win the heat, and they will have the top time going into heat number 3.
There, JST Compete is really pouring in on the bike here.
Phil Roy Peters is off the bike first, and he is in 9:58. So JST Compete now slides into second place in the event as well. They get in ahead of the Tractor's top time at 10:05. And now Sam Sorella-Man getting ready to finish up as well. Final couple calories for them, and Sam Sorella-Man is done. 10:33 unofficially for them.
Look like CrossFit Resurrection getting across to the finish line.
Now here's Team Ohio Elite, who at one point were pushing the Minutemen for the top spot in the heat. Less than a minute to go before we hit the 12-minute time cap. And Ohio Elite is going to get across the finish line with time to spare.
Looks like maybe they just hit the boosters a little too soon. Pushed a little too early and burnt out. Didn't save enough for the end.
Still a handful of teams on the competition floor trying to wrap up their events and get those 10 calories on the bike done. Saw another team hit the buzzer. Invictus is now onto their set of 10. So they're just trying to accumulate as many repetitions as possible here. The ADM Wolfpack gets in with about a second to spare, but it's the Minutemen who win the heat and set the new top time at 9:40 unofficially with one heat to go.
Impressive performance from the Minutemen, especially considering that they basically led from the outset. We saw a handful of different teams, whether it was Sam Sorella-Man, whether it was Ohio Elite, whether it was JST Compete, filter in and out of the second and